Alrighty, folks. So this is going to be the cayenne pepper formulation, the cayenne pepper potion, using the 90,000 heat unit African Bird's Eye Cayenne Pepper. So this is a more advanced cayenne pepper potion. This is for people who have worked through the cayenne pepper potions with a smaller heat unit. So to start off using cayenne pepper, if you've never done it, I recommend starting off with a cayenne pepper ranging from 5,000 heat units all the way up to 40,000 heat units. And once you work through those levels of the cayenne pepper and your body gets accustomed to the capsaicin and the heat and the different nutritive elements, the vitamin A and all the other constituents within the cayenne pepper, you can then begin using the African Bird's Eye Cayenne Pepper. Another very cheap herb. Technically it's a fruit. It's classified as a herb to keep things simple. So for this, you're going to need some African Bird's Eye Cayenne Pepper. I think that's the best cayenne pepper to be using. I feel like the hotter the pepper, the better it is for the system. You just need to learn to use the proper amounts, because if you do use too much cayenne pepper, it will hurt coming out the rear end, the poop chute. And you don't want to put too much heat into your system. You want to put just the right amount in, because too much heat from hot foods and spicy foods can actually disrupt enzyme activity. But it's fine if you use it in the proper proportions, which I'm going to show you how to do. So again, this is the Advanced Cayenne Pepper Potion, Formula 1 of the Advanced Cayenne Pepper Potions. So I have a mason jar here with 8 ounces of water. And you don't need to fill it up all the way. Cayenne pepper, if you consume it properly, you don't have to drink a bunch of it. So again, 8 ounces of water, and I'm going to take a teaspoon, and I'm going to take out about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, or excuse me, 1/2 a teaspoon. What am I saying? So about 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and boom, put it in there, stir it up, make sure it's warm water, not boiling but warm. Stir it up. You can put the lid on and let that sit. The longer you let the cayenne sit in warm water, the more of the oils and the constituents are going to leach out into the water, and that's what you're drinking this potion so that you can download the information from those essential oils and those different constituents. So make sure to soak your cayenne in warm water. I like to take warm water that I've heated on the stove, mix it with the cayenne pepper, put the lid on the jar, and I put it out in the sun all day. And this is just a great, great potion. This is what got me into herbalism. This is what initiated my interest in alternative practicing and alternative measures of well-being. This was really my gateway drug into the realm of naturalism. I started noticing that when I drank cayenne pepper, I could think so much clearer. My energy levels spiked, and as I continued to do that and drink the cayenne pepper, my health levels, or excuse me, my consciousness continued to rise and rise and rise. And as that happened, I was like just magnetically drawn to naturalism. So in my opinion, the more herbs that you consume, the more of these natural foods that you consume, the more you're going to be drawn to experimenting with more of these natural foods. Because once you get these natural elements in your body, you start craving them. You start feeling so good that you want to just keep experimenting, experimenting, and experimenting. So cayenne pepper, an essential part of my health protocol. And I'm going to teach you how to do the 13-day cayenne pepper cleanse that I've formulated. And I do that about 3 to 5 times a year, depending on circumstances. And I don't recommend doing this every day. I use it to cleanse, and then I take breaks from it. However, there were periods where I was taking this every day for upwards of 5-6 months, and I didn't have any negative reactions to it. I just like I like the concept of everything in moderation. So even too much of a good thing can be bad if it's overdone. And you know, the focus of this potion is to help the heart chakra and the circulatory system and the digestive system and the heart. So cayenne pepper is classified as a heart herb. Again, even though it's a pepper, a fruit, it's considered and classified as a herb. So we live in a culture, in a world where heart disease is very common. I'm not saying that this can treat or cure heart disease. No, I can't legally say that. All I'm saying is that it's important to start taking action and doing little things in your life every day with the intention of it making your heart happy and cleansed and healthy. So even when you do something like this, and when you do it from within the sacred space of your heart, and you're doing it because you want to become healthier, your higher self picks up on that. The meridians pick up on that, and your body starts feeling better because you're putting out into the universe the intention that you want your heart to heal, that you want to get healthy. So the Egyptians were all about the heart, the sacred space of the heart, and they believed that if your heart was too heavy when you went to pass through the underworld, if your heart was too heavy, you couldn't transcend into the next dimension. You had to keep coming back to the physical dimension until you finally learned your lesson and purified your heart. And so I'm constantly, big part of my protocol is you working with your heart chakra. You need to cleanse your heart chakra. You need to clear your heart chakra. The heart chakra is the bridge between the lower self and the higher self. It's a transition center. So, use this potion spiritually. Use it as a prayer. Use it, and while you're drinking it, focus on your heart space. Envision your heart chakra being fed while you drink this. So again, I'm going to repeat myself because repetition of a message constitutes mental programming. When you eat and drink foods, when you eat foods and drink fluids, you want to do it in a prayer. As a prayer, you want to incorporate visualization skills while you eat. You want to envision your chakras becoming clean as you put these fluids in your system. You don't just eat all this food and download nutrition. You need to download nutrition, but you also need to be patient as you eat and drink these fluids and use the mental faculties and the spiritual faculties and the emotional faculties of your being to, not only are you going to, not only do you need to digest food physically, you need to digest food emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And that's why when I eat, I often eat under the sunlight, while I'm praying, while I'm meditating. I use food as a meditational tool. And let me tell you, in my own personal experience doing this, again, I haven't had a good night's sleep since I was like 5 years old, and I've been up for 48 hours, and so forgive me for my verbal slip-ups. But through my trial and error with eating as a prayer, through all my experiments, I've come to realize that is the best way to be eating. Because what good is eating if you're going to eat out of haste and just scarf down a bunch of food? If you go patiently and you masticate it properly and you pray and you honor God while you eat, you're going to get more out of the experience. So, this unfortunately, I could let it soak and come back and record this video, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to show you how I consume the cayenne pepper. Preferably, again, I'd let this soak for pretty much all day in the sun, but just to show you guys how I do it. I stir it up, and then I take sips. You're going to want to swish each sip around your mouth for about 30 seconds, preferably about 2 minutes if you have the patience. And I would do that on film, but that's just a waste of time. So, and then I'll do that, And I'll take another sip. Do it again. And I'll keep doing that until all the cayenne pepper is in my system. And then voila, you've consumed your cayenne pepper potion. And I recommend doing this, if you can, in the morning. This is a great coffee substitute. So, great way to start your morning. And if you do it in the sunlight, you're going to even get a better, you're going to get more out of the experience. Eating is supposed to be a spiritual experience, and drinking fluids and potions is supposed to be a spiritual experience. So go out in nature when you consume your foods if you can. And let's get on to the next cayenne pepper potion formula number 2.